Hey guys, Lorrena Magaña here with new Filmmakers Los Angeles, coming to you from Filmmakers Los Angeles, located in West Hollywood. Today, I'm talking to director Alex Berman about his new film, App.
All right, Zoe, show 'em what you got. All right.
I found her, preparing Social Digest. Her boyfriend just broke up with her. Her bar check-ins increased 200%. She has high click-through for coupons for ice cream. You are completely incompatible.
Give me something.
I'll help you play pool. It's just geometry with pointy sticks.
Yeah.
Hi Alex, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So Alex, why don't you give our viewers a brief synopsis of your film, App?
So App is a film about an app developer who's got one night to get the investment that's going to save his app. And it's a dating app, and the only way he can do it is by convincing an investor that it actually works, and he has to test it out on himself.
How did you come up with the concept behind App?
So my younger brother, who I collaborate with a lot, he did the animation for it, and he's actually he runs an app startup here in LA, in Venice. And just hearing kind of the crazy ways that he would have to pitch, I mean, certainly he didn't have to use a dating app on himself, but kind of riffing off of that, that was the inspiration for the film.
To me, it seemed like a romantic comedy, like a new fun way, a new take on a romantic comedy. Was that always your, general idea when you were writing App?
Yeah, I mean, I think that with the proliferation of things like Tinder and OkCupid and just technology coming into our love lives, there's that great irony there, and I always wanted to make a film about that, because on one hand, love is so much about mystery and spontaneity and saying the wrong things and coming together, and this kind of data-driven world we live in is all about finding the right things, the right connections.
What was it like working with such a talented cast of actors?
Well, I made this film as part of the American Film Institute, which is a film school here in Los Angeles, and one of the great things they do for us is they let us use SAG actors and take care of all the contracts for us, and we have access to great casting directors, so that was a unique experience for me, coming mostly from documentary, and I think it was great because especially in comedy so much is improv. Like for example, in my film there's that one scene where she's about to leave after he gets her a drink, classic romantic comedy scene that we all have, and there was supposed to be a dancing bit at the end, and we do a take of it, and I wrote some lame joke for it or whatever that I didn't like, and it wasn't playing, and we had of course 15 minutes to shoot, and if we didn't get this right, then these two characters wouldn't come together, so of course it was Murphy's Law of everything going wrong. And I take the actor, Braden, the main guy, aside, and I say, well, what other kind of dance do you know how to do? He's like, well, I used to do tango. I'm like, tango, why did you do tango? He's like, well, I just took lessons or whatever, and we just improv'd right there the tango bit. Didn't even tell the actress, just wanted to see how she reacted. And it's one of the most warm and authentic moments in the film. So.
Oh wow, I didn't know he actually knew how to tango. I just thought that was a line in the script.
No, so he started to tango, and then at the last minute, I told him just the punchline at the end. We wrote it because she asked him why do you know how to tango? And he just demurred or whatever, and I said, say your mom told you how. And and we just ran another take of that.
So what was it like, your experience with AFI working on this film? I mean, aside from the fact that you get great access to SAG-AFTRA actors and casting directors, what else did you gain from that experience?
I think one thing in the creative process that's super important is just your own discipline, because your mind needs a space to grow and explore and meander, but when the tire hits the pavement, you just have to keep going with an idea and see it through to the end, and I think AFI is a great place for that. So it's like this group of students are shooting the equivalent of an HBO miniseries in 6 months. So we get our 6 days to shoot, our 1 day to reshoot, and you have to make it work. You've got to figure out how to do it. It's not just a question of throwing more money at a problem or changing when you're shooting. You really have to get creative with it, and I think that kind of creative discipline is really great.
Did you deviate at all from your original script once you started shooting, or did you guys really stick with it?
I mean, I am somebody, I guess, maybe because I wrote and directed it, that if I didn't feel something was working, like in that improv example with the dance scene, I would just toss it out, you know, and rewrite it on the spot or work with the actors to improv it. And there were a couple of other moments, particularly in the beginning and towards the end, that we did that. You know, one thing that's unique about AFI, and I think that people who aren't in the film industry don't realize, is some of their favorite movies, they have big parts of them that are reshot. You know, like David Fincher, for example, it's not like he made The Social Network and it was perfect. He reshot 40% of that film, you know, after they showed it to audience. And similarly, we get one day to take usually 2 scenes. That's what you have time for to reshoot. And so for us, our 2 most important scenes, kind of the first kiss scene and the scene at the very end where, you know, he has to make a decision about what he's doing, I actually ended up rewriting that based on audience feedback that we got during our post-production process.
Really?
Yeah, so what we were getting was people were really feeling the story, but they wanted a better articulation of the theme. Because even in a short film, you know, when you deal with particularly technology that people feel like lives in their pocket, they want to know really crisply what you're saying. Like, they don't just want to laugh at it because they feel like it's part of their lives. They want to know, well, but what does this mean to me? And that was a thread that we were able to articulate much better through the reshoot process.
Now, was it difficult? I mean, was it an easy transition? Because you do have a background in documentary films.
Yeah.
Was it just an easy transition for you to go from documentary filmmaking to filming this short and then going on to, you know, more shorts and features?
Yeah, well, I think that at AFI, because it's a conservatory system, so everybody sort of specializes in their own particular discipline. So I just did directing, but there's also just cinematographers and just producers, just production designers. The fact that we made 3 short films in this kind of boot camp, you know, fail until you cry, sort of purge your creative process in the first year, and then in the second year you focus all on one film, that really helped catch me up to speed. So it was a great learning experience. But definitely from documentary, I would say it gives you the confidence to fail because you don't know what's going to happen. You just have to go in and trust your senses to see that you're getting what you need.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
No, thank you so much.